Good morning, good morning, good morning. And welcome back to the Operation Hill One Jar channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. I know why you here. Don't pump fake. I know why you here. You just like me. You a nosy ass bitch. And you want to get into this dear DJ letter. So let's get into it. Before we do, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Please hit the thumbs up on this video. I'm begging you, hit the thumbs up on this video. That's your way of ringing the doorbell and letting me know you in the motherfucking building. If you're new here, hey new subbies. If you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel. And let's be nosy and get into these folks' business. Dear Deecha, I am one of the girlies who has been on that surgical table. Bitch, I've been on that motherfucker twice. Okay, girl? I started my surgical journey in 2018, and my man and I got together the same year. He has been totally supportive of my surgical journey, and for that I am extremely appreciative. Since then, he and I have been on our health journey because aside from surgery, I am aware that health is wealth, so we know we have to maintain our health on our own as well. My boyfriend used to be a big boy and has slimmed up quite nicely. For the last year and a half, he has been working on a few stubborn areas that have been challenging for him to tighten up. A month ago, he came to me to inform me that he's considering plastic surgery himself. I was appalled. DJ, in my opinion, let me say that again, in my opinion, men don't get surgery. Men work hard, stay disciplined, and achieve the goals they want. Getting surgery as a man is crazy. But I'm not an idiot, and I know saying that to my man could run me the risk of losing him because when it was me, he supported me, and now when the shoe is on the other foot, I can't do the same. DJ, a part of me feels like, oh well, because I really don't want my man getting on no surgery table letting another man draw him no abs. I'm wrong? Let me know. Also, after you tell me how wrong I am, let me know how I should word what I'm feeling because no matter how wrong the feeling is, that doesn't change the thoughts or feelings about what I feel about his quote unquote decision. Work your magic, girl. Sign, it's an epic fail for my man to get a BBL. This girl crazy. Now you know you're wrong, girl. You know you're wrong. You know you're wrong, girl. You know you are absolutely positively wrong. You know you're wrong, girl. All right, let's run it from the top, right? I hope you're proud of your surgery. I hope you look amazing, girlfriend, right? You are in a relationship. So before we even get to the topic of discussion, which is the surgical procedure, let's factor in, my dear, you are in a relationship. So, seeing as though that's your situation, when it comes to being in a relationship, you don't bail on your partner. You don't bail on your partner. You don't bail on your partner. You stay 10 toes down in the paint with your partner. Now, you said you guys have been together since 2018, so that's 6 years. So you have been around for all of the hard work, according to you, that he's been putting in to make himself look and feel better. You've been there, right? You've watched it. Let me also say this. You've also done it, right? So I'm assuming before your surgery, you were working hard and trying your best. And even after surgery, working hard and trying your best to get the results that you want, right? So you mean to tell me after being with him for 6 years and watching for how many ever years him do the legwork, you can't be supportive if he's trying to get some assistance on his journey? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like what's taking place right now, and I'm going to be honest with you, my dear, and tell you what it is. You're selfish. You're selfish. And I'm familiar with this behavior because I've been working on it for the last almost 20 years of my life because I was told about 20 years ago that I was a selfish bitch, right? And as time, no, more than 20 years ago, I just started working on it 20 years ago. When I initially was told this, I was like, whatever. Flip the bird. I don't give a fuck, right? You're lying. You're just saying that because you want me to do what you want me to do. Yada, yada, yada. Making all these excuses. But when I really took a close look at my behaviors and the way I was showing up in certain situations, I had to really own that at times, most times, I was only considering what I felt, what I thought, what I wanted, and what I needed, which made me what? Selfish. And in identifying that in oneself, it now became very much evident in others if that was a trait that they carried. And right there, from everything that you just said, I'm going to have to share with you, sweetie pie, as much as it may hurt to say, but it must be said, your ass is selfish. You're selfish because you have views about the way you see surgery regarding men. And now you're going to try to impose those views on him in an effort to not be supportive in a time that he needs and wants your support. That's selfish. FYI and PSA, that's selfish. Do I understand your logic surrounding men and plastic surgery? Yes. If I'm being honest, I can say I don't disagree. Right? But if I had a spouse that was seriously considering it and needed my support, I would give it. And I would push all of what I'm feeling regarding their decision to the back. Because at this moment, guess what? It's not about me. It's about my spouse and what they want and what they're feeling and what they need to do. And if right now it's not about me, that's okay. It needs to be about him. And because I love him and I care about him and I want to support him, I'm going to allow this time to be about him. But if I was a selfish ass bitch, then it would be more so like, wait a minute, what about what I feel or what I think? What about it? Right now, this is what? Not about you. Do you know what that means? Because I didn't hear you say in your letter, right? It would have been different if you said in your letter, well, I'm just concerned about, him going under anesthesia. Like if you had some real reasoning behind your disdain for him getting surgery that didn't pertain to your personal views, I would be like, okay, girl, I could get on board with you being scared of him getting under anesthesia or, those type of things, right? No, you said it's because the way you view men should do things, that is why you don't think it's a good idea for him to get plastic surgery. If you should count how many times I say you. In a situation that's supposed to be about your spouse, we've only mentioned you. Is that fair? Right? Am I landing the plane with why I'm calling you selfish? And the reason why I want to share this with you and I want you to be able to absorb it and own it and really, 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 really think about it is because, right? Let's just say you do feel like, him having plastic surgery is crazy. You don't think that's a good idea for him. This relationship can't work and you're moving on. We haven't addressed the real issue here, which is that you're selfish. So moving on and meeting another man who's not doing that, you guys are still going to have problems because deep down you're selfish. So you're going to find another way to let that selfishness rear its ugly head and be the demise of another relationship and another relationship and another relationship because you're not actually addressing what the root of the problem is. Everything that you just said about what's taking place regarding what he wants to do was all about your views, your thoughts, your feelings. How did it become about you? I really would like to know, how do we get to no. No, this is about him. It's about a decision that he's making. It's about his thoughts and his feelings regarding his body. And I think at this time, you should allow it to be about him. But I wonder also too, and we will be talking about this in Operation Hill 100 Heart session. I also wonder, has this relationship lasted because he's always made it about you? Is that what you need? Is what you need in all your relationships everything to be about you? Because if that's what you need and that's the space that he has also cultivated, then I could see why you're upset. You're used to being a selfish ass bitch. So because of that, now he's trying to stop you from being who you normally are. That's not fair. Now is it? Now, aside from him, in addressing the root of the problem, right? What the issue is about being selfish is that you block your blessings when you only consider yourself in every situation. Because, most times, if not all the time, you know, it is the way you receive your what's the saying? What is the saying? We rise by lifting others. You ever heard that? It's called we rise by lifting others. So most times in life, you receive your blessings by what you do. Right? So if you're never doing anything for anybody else because everything is always about you, how are you receiving your blessings? Also, is it fair? Is it fair for the people that you love and care about to have to only allow you to be the person who gets shown all the love and the care because everything's about you? It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not at all fair. And you're blocking your blessings by doing so. So I know you said in the end of your letter, after I tell you how wrong you are, then I should tell you how to word this or something so you can let him know. Listen, I didn't say you were right or wrong. I said I didn't like it and you're selfish. And the reason why I'm being so transparent with you regarding that is because A, that's what I do. And B, because let's just say I gave you all of the wording to say what you needed to say and that relationship didn't last and you decided to move on. Showing up selfish in any other situation is not going to be to your benefit. And if you're not addressing it now, will you address it then? Or will you just keep going to places that condone it? So once again, I can't say if you're right or wrong. I can just say that it is very selfish for you to feel like you have personal views about a decision that somebody's making for themselves. And because you have your own personal views and you know the relationship that you share with that person, they should consider how you feel and then do what you think they should do. That's crazy. But, you know, my next question would be, is that normally what happens? Does he normally make everything about you? Do you flourish and grow? And are you happy when everything is about you? One of the things that you said that made things sound even more worse is you said when it was you, right, he was very supportive and loving and there for you and so on and so forth. So knowing those things, right, in knowing those things, right, if nothing else, you couldn't factor in those things before you thought about what you felt. Because what it sounds like is, even if you did factor those things in, you still want to go with what you're feeling, which is that's not what men do. So you want to tell him that you don't think that's what men do, so he won't do it. It's not fair, and it's extremely selfish. It is not fair, and it is extremely selfish. I regret to inform you. And like I said, even if you did, or you did, even if you did share this and it did end a relationship, and you would be okay with that, moving on with that selfish behavior is not going to benefit you in the long run. Also, I want to say this, and I know this might annoy you even more. It's a tad bit immature. It's a tad bit immature to actually think and believe that the world revolves around you, even when it comes to other people. That's not fair, and it's a very immature trait. And I'm going to tell you, like I have to tell most people in Healing Heart Journeys, Healing Heart Sessions, grow up. Grow up. Grow up. You're not a baby. This is not a daycare relationship. You're not pretending. From what it sounds like, it's a grown-up relationship, but it's a very one-sided relationship. Grow up. It's not fair. If he has something that he wants to do that's going to benefit him, if you love him, you support that. Unless he is in actual danger, harm, is going to cost him his safety or his life, you support that. Especially if he's there telling you it's something that he wants. Because when the shoe was on the other foot, he offered you and extended to you that same courtesy. So, if you're looking for the wording, for me to give you the wording on how to tell him what you feel, tell him how you told me. Tell him exactly how you told me. No need to get no wording from me. No need to sugarcoat it and make it sound good. Come right out and tell him how you told me. What was it that you said? That men don't lay on no table and let another man draw some abs on them. They work hard. They stay disciplined. They achieve goals. If it's nothing wrong with that, and you see no harm in that, you don't need to dress it up and make it look pretty. Go on, girl. Tell him. Tell him exactly how you told me. But I think the issue with you just blatantly telling him the same way that you told me is because you know as soon as you form the words and they leave your mouth, you are going to know and he is going to know that you are selfish. And I think because you might be trying to hide that and disguise that, that is why you're asking me to give you the wording to say to him. For what? You don't need no wording from me. Go on. Let it out. And let the chips fall where they may. But I'm going to continue to say I'm going to stand 10 toes down on it, double down on it, and then a pain in it with you're only feeling that way because you are selfish. And while you don't have to keep this from him, you can share this with him. And if the relationship is meant to end, it will. But do you want to walk through the rest of your life being selfish? And I'll even add a caveat to it, immature. That's the long and the short of what this looks like and pretty much what it is. You can have your views on the way things should be done. We all have them. It's just a matter of how you express them and what you do with those views. I have views about a lot of things, right? But when they take place, depending on who is involved in it and how it's going to affect that other person, I have now learned to take that into consideration. Even doing healing hearts. Sometimes I want to say to a person, shut the fuck up because you're lying. You know? Yeah. I want to actually physically say those words because I know it's true, right? But I have to factor in that this person is coming to me for a service, and saying that so blunt and harsh is only because I'm feeling offended that they're lying to me. That's a personal thing. They didn't come here for my personal shit. They came here to receive a service. So instead of me taking it personal that they're not telling me the truth, I try to navigate them in a space where they will want to be more truthful with me. That's because I care about what I do, and I realize that what? It's not all about me. So, my dear, like I said, you don't need no verbiage from me. You don't need no wordplay. You go ahead. Say it to him exactly the way you said it to me with all the reasoning that you said it. And at the end of the day, when the words leave your mouth, if he calls you a selfish bitch, own it. Because that's exactly what it is. And if it's not something that you're willing to change or work on, then you can also share that and remove yourself from the relationship. But to think your views should ultimately change his mind, or to not be supportive because of your own personal views to a person that was so supportive of you, is nasty work, sis. I have to be very honest with you, it's nasty work. But you know better than me. Once again, you asked for my advice. I gave it to you. I hope and pray that, this works out to the best of your ability. And you guys are able to stay together because you're now maturing and saying, I don't want to be selfish. I actually want to be the person that you were for me, which is loving and supportive. And if not, come get your Operation Hill One Jar session. In any event, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks for tuning in. Drop down in the comment section. Drop down in the comment section and give this young lady some feedback. Is she being selfish, or is she just calling it how she see it? You let me know. In any event, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and enjoy your nosy ass day. Mwah.